TNT here. So I figured I'd give you subscribers an update and then any new viewers a look at one of my new projects that I got and a bit of an update on where I'm at with the RM125. So this here is a 1986 KX125. I picked up this project because I'm waiting for some parts to come in on the 87 RM125. I needed something to tie me over. Found this one on Craigslist. The guy was in the middle of a restoration with the bike. So there's parts that I don't have to deal with, like stripping it right down, painting the frame and the subframe. He's already done all the work on that. He's cleaned most of the parts for it. I got a box with all the parts that are not on the bike, plus a bunch of spare parts as well. I'm hoping that there's not too much that I have to buy for this bike, although I didn't pay a lot for it, so even if I have to spend a couple of $100, that'll be alright. I'm probably going to wind up keeping this bike. I sold the CR250 and the CR125. The CR125 I ran into some cylinder issues and I just could no longer afford to spend any more money on it. So this bike here, I'm pretty sure the top end has all been done on it. I'm hoping that I've got all the clutch components to be able to put that back in and get that clutch cover and water pump back on, as well as the power valve. So I got a great deal on this bike. It did not cost me a lot of money at all, and like I said, the guy's already done a bunch of work to it. We got new cables, we got new brake lines, new brake line on the back. I think that this brake has just been painted up, but if not, that's new as well. So you spilt a bit of silver paint on the green. See if I can't clean that up. Bit of fading on the plastic, but not too much. Front fender's faded a bit. Not going to worry too much about that. Back fender's still retained a lot of its color. It's in great condition. The sheen is all there. Need to eventually replace the rear tire. Rear sprocket's good, steel sprocket. Get that ugly blue paint off of there. The guy has welded the expansion chamber to a piece of pipe, which it appears he has run right through the silencer. I'm not positive about that. I mean, that could be the center portion of this silencer, but I think I'm going to wind up having to get a new one of those. This one's pretty messed up. I'd imagine this bike is extremely loud right now. Looks like he's already painted up the shock spring for me, so I don't have to worry about doing that. Swing arm decals are not in that bad a shape. I'm not even going to bother replacing them. They usually get scratched up pretty fast anyway. Chain guard's good. Rear chain guard's good. I think this project's going to come together pretty quick, which I'm hoping it does, because I no longer have a track bike. My other two bikes, for those of you that don't know, are the KX250 and the IT200, both running, but need a refresher probably through the winter sometime. And those bikes I've registered and I'll be using for off-road, logging roads, etc. But I want a couple of bikes that I can take out to the tracks, so that was the whole idea behind this KX125 and the RM125 I have in the backyard. Gonna do just a refurbish on it this year, get it running so that I can ride it, and then maybe, depending on what it looks like after the refurbish, decide if I want to strip it right down and do a complete restoration on the bike. The other thing that'll play into that is the cost of parts on eBay. My local used parts dealer has shut down. He's decided that it's no longer feasible for him to run the business. He jokingly offered it to me, but I just don't have the time to be able to get into something like that right now. Maybe later on down the road, when I get closer to retirement, I'll think about getting involved in something like that. So let's go into the back now, and we'll just quickly have a look at where I'm at with the 1987 RM125. So here we have the bucket of parts that still need to be cleaned in most cases. I have cleaned up the pipe quite a bit. There's a little bit of paint left down here on the bottom that I want to get. And you can see the dirt and stuff on the rest of these parts. I got to pull the spring off the shock, clean that all up. And then over here is the bucket with the cleaned parts in it. Some of these parts I will have to take a wire wheel to get some of the rust off, and some of the paint I'm not sure. And there I have another painted sprocket. I hate painted sprockets, but we'll see whether or not I buy a new one or just keep that. It's a good steel sprocket in good shape. And then over here in the shed we have the painted frame. She's all painted up there in that bin is all the plastic that I did before. It's all ready to go on the bike. And we have the forks. They're all cleaned up, polished up, ready to go on. So that's the frame. A few of the other parts that are ready to go back together. I'm currently waiting for a swing arm to come in that I had to order from the States. The swing arm that I removed from that bike was split along the front. To get it welded up would wind up costing me way more than what it's going to cost me to just get a part out of the States. So I've already ordered a bunch of the other parts, and hopefully I should be able to put that RM125 back together when they get here. So to tie me over, we're going to be working on this 1986 KX125. Expansion chamber's in pretty good shape. Got a minor dent right there, a couple of minor ones down here. Not even going to bother trying to get that out right now. Hopefully the integrity of the pipe is still in good condition. There's a little bit of rust here. And we'll have a look and see what it's going to cost me for another one if I can find one on eBay. Once again, I don't like spending a lot of money on these bikes, just in case it's not something that I want to keep for myself and I want to get rid of. But after taking the CR125 out and riding it, I really enjoyed it. I found the power to be just perfect for my age. Even with my weight being over 200 pounds, the bike still had enough get up and go to keep me moving around that track at a good pace and doing some, modest jumps for a guy my age and in my shape. So I'm going to take the bike into the backyard now. And I'm going to start reassembling that clutch. Get that clutch cover back on, power valve, actuator. And see if we can't fire this thing up. Make sure she runs good. Alright, so that's it. That's the 1986 KX125 project and the update on where I'm at with the RM125. Thanks for watching.